Hello YouTube viewers, on this video I'm going to show you how to weather the Hornby HAA coal hoppers. So I've got two examples, a pristine one here and one that I slightly weathered and painted about 3 years ago. I'm not really happy with. I don't think the results are very good. So we'll do a heavy weathering on that. What I'm going to use is this weathering pigment or powder, which is coal dust from Pinnacle, number P735, and the Humbrol dark earth, which is 97940. So they're both weathering powders. Also a triangle ruler and a screwdriver, a little watchmaker screwdriver, and obviously some paint brushes to apply the weathering powders there. The other item you require is this matte varnish. This is required to seal the weathering powders down to the items you're weathering and to prep it also at the start of the process. So what I'm going to do here is apply the weathering coal dust pigment onto the pristine hopper. Just little dabs there, and then we brush down. It just darkens the silver on there. See, that's sticking already. Let's get some around the top here. At the bottom here, obviously. So basically keep doing that, streaks down as if the weather's got hold of that and it's rained on, and that will just dampen that down just a little bit more. As you can see already, it's starting to tone the actual silver colour down to a more weathered look. So I'll continue with that. As you can probably see, this is toned down in colour now with the weathering coal dust effect. So I've covered the actual frame as well at the bottom there. So what I'm going to do now is I'll add a little bit of the dark earth colour to bring some of the tones back up on where we've got a bit of rust here as well on the frame, etc. So let's go for this rust colour, dark earth, and just go over certain bits of this. Definitely on the frame. So I'm just toning this down again. Making it that industrial used look. Okay, as you can see, it's all toned down now with the different colours. So I've used the dark earth mainly on the frame. And that's just toned it down a little bit more. Okay, this hopper I spray painted a few years ago. I'm not happy with the result. It wasn't a very good job. I was experimenting at the time. The speckles on here are probably a bit too big. You do get a bit of that on the hoppers, but it's not good enough for me. So I'm going to weather this heavily. And what I'm going to do first is spray this with a matte varnish so you get more of the coal dust pigment weathering powder to stick. I'm just going to add some streaks here where the rain's got to it. Basically, I've done the brush here, a little brush with a bit of water. So I'm going to do a few streaks down here, very quickly, like that. I'll let that dry, see what happens. Okay, where I put the streaks of water here, put some more weathering coal dust pigments across here, and then you got the streaking effect from the rain, etc. All I need to do now is to spray this with a matte varnish to seal the pigments there. Okay, I'll seal that with a matte varnish. When you're spraying this, spray it at quite a distance, you just get a mist, otherwise the weathering powders turn to liquid and it will just look a mess. Okay, the next thing I want to do, when the hoppers pass through the unloading procedure, they get caught down the side here a bit with the machinery. So I'm going to replicate that. So what I'm going to use here is a watchmaker screwdriver, this one here, and a triangle, I don't know what they call these, it's a triangle sort of ruler, and I'm going to score it. So basically you need to get a line here and just put the ruler up towards the top half of the wagon, which is about there. And then with the watchmaker screwdriver, just make some scoring marks here, not too deep, but some scratching marks. Doesn't have to be all on the wagon, all over, but it's just where it's scuffed the edges here. There's a scuffing down there. Okay, there's the other side. I won't overdo this, but it does add to the effect. Okay, there's a lighter weathered one. We'll just scuff the edges there where it's been caught. Now to put them on the layout. Okay, let me show you the various effects I've achieved with this method. So this one here, you see it's darker. I've actually put the varnish a bit closer there and further away towards the end, and it's a pretty good result. So I've left the bogies a bit more cleaner there on that one. This one's very heavily weathered. Again, you can see the scratch marks there, which I've done with the watchmaker screwdriver. It seems to work very well. That was painted badly before, so it has brought it back to life as a more realistic looking wagon. Another one here, again, variations of the scratch marks down the side. This is heavily weathered. Another one here. And here's the two I've just done. So that's not so heavily weathered, but weathered. A bit cleaner, that one. It's come out well. And the one next to that was the one that was painted badly, and I've heavily weathered that as well. And at the end, another one I've done with the tail light, which is very heavily weathered. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and just a quick guide to weathering the HAA coal wagons or hoppers. I've really enjoyed doing that, and it's a very quick process. So you can weather it as heavy or as light as you want. Look at photos on the internet, things like that, and you can achieve great things in a short space of time. So thank you for watching.